Excuse me. I have to go. Somewhere there is a crime happening.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. This is a video where I'm going to actually talk about over 60 books. So I have got an enormous crime TBR. I didn't really even read crime books until doing BookTube, so about 4 years ago I think. So it's a little way into the channel, but not long into the channel. And I was completely taken aback and blown away by Razorblade Tears there. That was the one that really made me think, oh my God, this is something I need to look into. I had read a few others and I started getting into the hard case crime books, but I need to hurry up because I'm going to talk about 60 books. So I don't want this to be an enormous video. But the point is, I thought it might be really interesting to ask you guys what I should read about concerning all these books that I've bought to read some more crime. Some of them are massive authors that have been hugely influential in crime books, and there's a big chunk of McBain books. So Olly from Olly recently put out a video saying that he was going to start a new project where he was going to read every single 87th Precinct book by McBain from the beginning, one a month. I can't really commit to that because I don't want to buy 87 books. I might not be able to find them all. I've already got 20, I think it is. So I don't want to buy any more than the ones I've got, really. So what I am going to do, though, is try and commit to at least one crime book a month, and maybe even one crime book and a McBain book. That one might be really good. They're usually quite short because crime works really well as short books. But I want to talk to you now about what these books are and tell me which ones you would recommend. And I've got them in sections. I've got them in some kind of structure, some kind of order. So let's start with these ones. These ones, which are the one-offs. The one-offs. So I haven't read, and you're all going to go, what? I haven't read a full book by Arthur Conan Doyle yet. I've read a few stories, but I haven't read a full book. And this is a great book that I put up on the channel a little while ago when I was talking about book covers. So yeah, this is definitely a possibility. So let me know if you think that should be priority. Come on, man. Sherlock Holmes, what's the matter with you? Also, I want to discover more and more by Lee Brackett. I've read one book by her, one of her science fiction books, and it was amazing. And this is No Good from a Corpse. And this is a very influential book as well, I think. And yeah, this is definitely a contender. I really want to read this. So Lee Brackett, No Good from a Corpse. I was so pleased to find that when I found that. This is technically not a one-off because I've already read two of his books before, but I wanted to mention it. Baby in Icebox, James M. Cain. I've read The Postman Always Rings twice, and it's fantastic. And I've read one of the books that are in the hard case crime books as well. So Baby in the Icebox, they're short stories, so I could just nip into that. So there's that one. This is a notorious book, I think, because it's so explicit and violent. Birdman by Mo Hader. Do you think I should read that? It's a first-class shocker. But yeah, it does have a big reputation, and I got this because of that, because I was curious. So Birdman by Mo Hader, is that one I should hurry up and read very quickly? The Talented Mr. Ripley, I got this because I want to start reading a few Patricia Highsmith books, see what I think of her. And I thought this was a sensible one to start with. So again, let me know what you think of that. I've had this quite a while as well. So there's Patricia Highsmith. In a similar vein, I keep hearing about this one and this guy, Jim Thompson. So I've got Pop 1280 or Pop 1280. I don't know how you're supposed to say it yet. I have to read it probably to know the reference. So apparently it's Stephen King's favourite crime novel. Novelist. Not his favourite crime novel, his favourite crime novelist. So that's a possibility. I haven't read anything by Dashiell Hammett, and I think this is the only thing I've got at the moment. So the big knockover. Obviously, Dashiell Hammett's hugely important. The Continental Op stuff. So I would like to find out what I think of him. So Dashiell Hammett is a contender. Joe R. Lonsdale's another one, Rumble Tumble. So this is the characters in here. Who are the characters? Leonard and Hap and Leonard. Hap and Leonard, I think is how you phrase it. Hap and Leonard are two cops that are the main characters in this one. Rumble Tumble. Yeah, so that's a possibility. This isn't really a one-off because I've read other books by him, but he's really good. And it's a one-off in the sense that the other ones I've got by him are in the Hard Case Crime series, which I'll finish with. But Donald Westlake's really good, and I got this Pity Him Afterwards. I found this in I think I found this in Brighton and in the Oxfam, and so it's an old Penguin, but yeah, I had to get it because the other things I've read by him are really good. So there we go. So those are some of the one-offs. Mickey Spillane. I have read one Mickey Spillane book, which was The Long Wait, and I thought it was really good. And I do love these little corgis. But yeah, Mickey Spillane, The Long Wait, that was really good. So The Big Kill could be good. The Flyer. Me Hood. I don't know what that means. The Day of the Guns. These are like old vintage crime books. The photographic covers are funny. And Bloody Sunrise. I think that I keep hearing about that one, so I think that one's quite a celebrated one. I'm not sure. Let me know. Tiger Man's his kind of recurring character, or one of his recurring characters. And then I've got this one, which is co-written with Max Allan Collins as well, Killing Town. So, yeah, possibilities. Let me know what you think. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't even know if I counted these ones when I talked about how many books there are. There's a lot of books I'm mentioning here. This is quite a nice series. I've read one of these books, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it's from Aberystwyth with Love, I think. But anyway, this series of books by Malcolm Price they're really funny. They're noir crime novels set in Aberystwyth, which is a very small town in Wales, near where my mum's side of the family comes from. And yeah, so it's a really light, witty set of books. I'd recommend it from the first one I read, but I'd like to read the others. So there's Last Tango in Aberystwyth. There's The Unbearable Lightness of Being in Aberystwyth. There's From Aberystwyth with Love, which again I think is the one I've seen. Really cool covers, aren't they? Aberystwyth. No, this is the one I think I read. Aberystwyth Mon Amour. So I was lent this one. That's why I read that one, and then I started getting them because of that. And then the last one, Aberystwyth. Oh no, this is another set. Oh, this is another version of Aberystwyth Mon Amour. So Aberystwyth Mon Amour. So yeah, I do want to read those. So let me know if you think, oh my god, those ones. Yeah, definitely read these. Oh, they're so good. Blah 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 blah. But I did really like the first one. This is a whole set of books that I got when I went a little bit mad, when I really enjoyed the first book I read by Chester Himes. So Chester Himes, what was the one I read? Hold on, I'll find you the one I read. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Cotton Comes to Harlem was really, really good. And this was like a couple of years ago I read this. And so that's the Penguin version of Cotton Comes to Harlem. That was kind of like a recent reprint. Cotton Comes to Harlem, really, really good book. But then I know I've got, if I've got it here, I hope I've got it here. Yeah, this is a really cool, another older Penguin version. This is a really nice cover. There's something really stylish about that. She's not taking any shit, is she? Cotton Comes Harlem. And I've got another one from the same kind of imprint here, which I haven't read. Come Back Charleston Blue. So that's another great cover. So anyway, so this one starts the ones I haven't read. So Come Back Charleston Blue, The End of a Primitive, A Rage in Harlem, which I think is his most famous one. I do need to read that. The Heat's On. The Real Cool Killers, that's one of his famous ones. Obviously very stylish covers, these ones. It's quite a small one, actually. I should read that. Yeah. Some of these are really short. The Crazy Kill's another famous one. The Crazy Kill. I think that one's been reprinted a number of times. I'm guessing they're the same artist, right? Maybe not. Blind Man with a Pistol. I've got loads. Blind Man with a Pistol. Cast the First Stone. This is a slightly bigger book. Some of this is non-fiction. There's a few here that are, which might be this one. I'm not sure. No, this is a novel, but there is definitely some autobiographical stuff here. Cast the First Stone. If He Hollers, Let Him Go. And I think I might have a second copy list somewhere, different edition. So this is not complete by far. If He Hollers, Let Him Go, which looks, I read the back and it looks like a really interesting exploration of racism. So, I'll tell you what, I'll just read it because it's very short. Her word against his, and she was white, but this wasn't the Deep South, it was Los Angeles, where a Negro had a chance to kiss the feet of a white girl. A hard-hitting story of prejudice by one of America's best novelists. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And A Case of Rape is one that is, it seems, I haven't read it yet, but it seems to be as in your face and hardcore as it sounds. So, yeah, that's the Chester Himes stuff. So quite a lot, really. I went to Oxfam in Southampton once, and there was tons of them, and I just bought them all. So there's that. There's 2 S.A. Cosby books I've got, obviously bouncing off Razor Blade Tears, 2 that I haven't read yet, so I really ought to read these. My Darkest Prayer and Blacktop Wasteland. I really need to read these because I was so impressed with Razor Blade Tears. I've mentioned it a number of times on the channel. I need to read these too. It's a lovely feel about these ones. They're very lovely surface, nice and floppy. Physical media, people. Physical media. Okay, a couple of big names before we get to McBain. A couple of big names. I haven't read anything by Raymond Chandler yet. So this is The Big Sleep. All these 3 are the Penguin editions that came out relatively recently, I think. The Big Sleep and The Little Sister and The Long Goodbye. That's been made into a film. I don't know if Little Sister's been made into a film. It might have done, because a lot of these things get made into films, and obviously The Big Sleep has. So there's those 3 crime dramas, crime novels. Elmore James. I have read some Elmore James. I can't remember what it was. I read Rum, whatever it's called. I haven't got that here, have I? Rum something. The one that, I think it's the one that Jackie Brown was based on. I read that. And I read a short story by him as well. But this is Out of Sight, which was made into that film with Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney in it. So Out of Sight. And in the same imprint, Get Shorty, which is a brilliant film. I love that film. So there's Get Shorty, so I could read the actual book itself, where it comes from. And Swag. So I can't remember where I found it. I found that in somewhere quite unusual, but I can't remember what it was. The Swag, Elmore Leonard. Okay, so we're moving on. I'm trying to make this relatively short because obviously it's a lot of books. So let's move on to McBain. All of these. So shout out to Olly, because he's kind of fueling my interest in this in a way, because I do get a lot of satisfaction and pleasure out of reading these books. And it's kind of a new thing, and I've been amazed at how enjoyable things like Postman Always Rings Twice, Razor Blade Tears, the Elmer Leonard one I read, the Chester Himes one, Cotton Comes to Harlem. They're just really fun romps, you know. So McBain, I've read. Have I got it here? I've read the first one. Where's the first one? There's the first one. Cop Hater. I have read that one. So Olly is going to be reading this in December, I think it is, to start this project. But I have read that one. But I haven't got the second one, I don't think. So I'll just quickly go through what I've got here. So there's Let's Hear It for the Dead Man. Really striking cover. Let's Hear It for the Dead Man. Shotgun. If you know this series, please tell me which ones you think are the best ones. So Long As You Both Shall Live. They're awesome titles, aren't they? Bandersnatch. Snow White and Rose Red. Widows. Jack and the Beanstalk. Jigsaw, which is probably like one of those things where they're leaving clues in, you know, trying to wind the police up, probably, I don't know. Blood Relatives. Oh, another copy of Shotgun, but with slightly different cover. Shotgun. So I've got two of those. How the Gang's All Here. That's cool, isn't it? I think that's got some reference to the theatre, I think. Don't know. Axe. Sadie When She Died. I think Ollie said this was one of the best ones, Sadie When She Died. But again, Ollie can confirm that, hopefully. The Con Man. I think this might be one of the earlier ones. The Con Man. This is an old library one. Yeah, The Con Man. Lightning. You can see why I don't want to buy any more yet, because I haven't even read these. And then there's some odd ones here. It says King's Ransom, which I think again is quite a popular one. I think with different version. This is all those other ones were Pan books. This is a Penguin book, King's Ransom. This is a Penguin one. Give the Boys a Great Big Hand. And who's this from? New American Library. And this is Kill Me If You Can. No, sorry, it's not. See Them Die. See Them Die. I quite like that cover. See Them Die. And then this is an interesting one, because this is written by two authors that are the same man. What? It's called Candyland, and it's written by Ed McBain and his real name, Evan Hunter. So that's kind of weird, isn't it? Because Ed McBain is a pseudonym. But he decided to publish this with both names. So if I read that one, I'll look into why that happened when I talk about it. So there's those. And then let's talk about, I just want to finish with Lawrence Block. I wanted to mention because I've read the Lawrence Block books I've read in the Hard Case Crime ones up there. I've really enjoyed. So I've got Small Town, which is quite a big novel for a crime novel. Small Town. And A Walk Among the Tombstones, which I keep seeing everywhere in different editions. So I think it's probably quite a popular one, A Walk Among the Tombstones. So that's a thing. So that was kind of leading me into the Hard Case Crime books. And I've got 38 of those. So I thought, what would be good if I just pick 5 that are tempting me to read now. So there's the third book in the Christopher Faust series about Angel, which I love the first 2. So I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy this. So I think the first 2 were so good. There's 2 Donald Westlake ones that I'm really keen to read because I've had a lot of success with him in the series. So there's Help, I'm Being Held Prisoner. With an awesome cover. Help, I'm Being Help, I'm Being Held Prisoner. That looks really good. So I would like to read that one. And Somebody Owes Me Money, which I did mention. I picked this one up and showed it in the camera when I talked about covers. Somebody Owes Me Money. And this is one that is a collaboration between Cornell Woolrich, who wrote Rear Window, and Lawrence Block. And it's called Into the Night. So could read that one. I'm kind of curious because I like Lawrence Block, and obviously Rear Window is kind of an interesting reference there. And Gore Vidal, Thieves Fall Out. It's another one I've got here that it's got a bit of a saucy cover, but some of these hard case crime books have got saucy covers. But yeah, Thieves Fall Out. I'm leaving one until Garb August because there's a very sexualized cover, and it's just very Garb Augusty. So I'm going to definitely leave that until at least February when we do the Garb August weekend. So that's one I definitely didn't pick out for those. There's 5 that I might read from that series. They're always an interesting series. I haven't had any bad ones. I've only had a couple that were just okay but good, and then some that I've really enjoyed. So there we are. What do you think of those? I'm just double checking I've included everything. What do you think of those? Which one should I read first? What do you think are the best things about crime novels? What are the best authors? What do you look for in a crime novel? I like to be surprised. I like really interesting characters. I like a lot of humour. And if the humour's in the prose itself and not just in the dialogue, that's great. You know, there's that sort of sassy sort of narrative voice that's really cool, I think, that you sometimes get. And some of the quick-witted replies in dialogue as well. And yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, everybody, and stay safe.
Paint me a picture of what it's like to